all. Today we are going to learn how to make a clay elephant. Here are our clay tools. Here's our clay and our cup of water with a little bit of clay in it, and that makes the clay water slip. So here is our nice big ball of clay. What we need to do is we need to start squishing it to make it softer. What I'm doing is I'm picking it up and I'm folding it, picking it up, folding it. You can also do this on the table, but I like to do it up in the air. Alright, so now it's nice and soft, so we can use it very easily. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch off a good chunk of that clay. What I'm going to do with this part is I'm going to be making the elephant's body. So I'm going to roll it into a ball in my hands. Then I'm going to roll it into more of a log-like shape. Now see these little divots? All I have to do is smooth out the clay a little bit and they go away. Now this is air dry clay, which is different from other clays that have to go into a kiln. So with air dry clay, we do not have to make an empty middle. So here we have our elephant body. Here we go. Now I'm going to pinch some off, a little bit more, and I'm going to make a round ball, and this is going to be the elephant head. There's my round ball. Okay, the way we're going to attach this ball to this clay is we don't just stick it on there, it's going to fall right off. What you have to do is you have to make these lines called scores. What that does is it helps open up the clay and make the clay stick to each other. So I just do 3 little lines and then another line across, get a little bit of this water, put it inside the clay, and when I stick the 2 pieces together, I'm sticking it on top where a head would go. Holding it in one hand, I'm now going to take my clay tool. You see how it's a little bit curved right here? I'm going to use that natural curve and I'm going to squish the ball of clay onto the head ball of clay onto the body ball of clay. And then I like to use my hands and smooth it all out. You can continue to use a clay tool. I think my hands work even better than a clay tool. Alright, so now there is our elephant body and our attached head. So we need to make some legs for our elephant. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to pinch off some more clay. This time, instead of rolling it into a ball, I'm going to roll it into a coil. Now what a coil is it's just this. It's kind of like a big, thick, round, oval log shape. Okay, squish it a little bit more. And now I'm going to separate it into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, put that one back. So these parts are now going to become our legs. So picking one of them up, roll it in your hand, make it a little smaller. I'm going to squish the ends. That way we get a nice leg shape. Do the same thing to all the rest of them. Squishing the ends. Make sure they're all about the same size. And this one's way too big. So I'm just going to pinch off a little. Put that back down there. Stick it on this one. Squish those down. About the same. And this one is definitely going to be too big. So I'm going to pull some of that off. Put it back on my big ball of clay. Make sure they're all about the same size. Okay, so these are our legs for our elephant. Those should be a good sized leg. So now, just like we did on the head, we have to score it. Clean the clay off my tool. And just 1, 2, and a line. 1, 2, and another line. 1, 2, 1, 2. Really, we're just roughing up the edge so that it'll stick better. All right, I like to start with the back legs first. And then add a little drop of water. Add a little drop of water. Okay. Part that we scored, put on the part that we scored there. Press them together. You can use your hand or you can use your clay tool. Either one, they both work. See how I'm using little short motions? That gives me a nice clean line. Now this isn't going to fall off of our elephant. Okay, this one on this side. Switch down, using our clay tool. All right, let's make sure this isn't too much weight on our little legs. I think it'll be okay. Okay, now for our front legs. Score the clay. Score the clay. Drop of water. Drop of water. Put our leg on. Smooth our leg. All the way around. Don't forget any of the edges. Okay. Using my fingers, smooth it down a little bit more. Your hands are going to get messy, but that's the fun part about clay. Alright, stick this leg on. Smooth it on. This is the only leg that might be a little hard to smooth on. Do the best you can. Okay. I don't like the shape of this leg, so I'm changing it a little. You can always do that. You can always change the shape of the clay whenever you want to. Okay, let's see if our elephant stands. Awesome, our elephant stands. We did a good job. Okay, if your elephant does not stand up, you need to figure out if one of the legs is too long or too short, or if your legs start to fall off, you got to put them on there better. So now let's give our elephant some ears. So what we're going to do is we're simply going to come up here on the side of the head, taking my forefinger and my thumb, I'm going to pinch the edge of the head, and I'm going to pinch the elephant ears out. What I'm trying to do is make ends a little bit pointy so I have an African elephant. Another way you can make the ears is you could take from this ball of clay and you can add them on here, but I like to squish them out. And you can choose whatever shape ears you want, but remember, elephants have big ears. Okay. And if your ear gets too skinny, you can always squish it back down. And we can try again, or you can make an ear. So you're going to make a ball, squish it into the shape you want. There we go. There's my elephant ear. The back of the head. I'm going to smush it down. And just like we did the legs, smooth it on. There we go. Now our elephant needs a trunk. Now that he has his ears. So, a big ball of clay. make our coil shape, that log shape. That nose is definitely too long. Pull some of that off. Here we go. I like this. All right, now this flat side, we're going to score. You can even score if you have fingernails that way. Score in the face where it's going to go. Now nose goes in the center of the face, not on the top of the head. I leave room for the eyes and the mouth. A little bit of water. Stick it on there. And using your clay tool, smooth it down. Be very careful of your ears so that you don't squish your ears completely down. Okay. Now, your elephant nose, you can have it sticking straight out, you can have it go down. I like to have them point up. I'm smoothing out the clay with my finger to get rid of all of those rough edges. Okay. Now, we got to give our elephant some eyes. We're just going to use this poker tool right here. Poke and poke. And give our elephant a little mouth, which goes right under the trunk. And there's one eye and our happy little mouth. Okay, our elephant is not done yet. We need to get a tail for our little elephant. So back to your little ball. Very small piece, you really don't need much for this. Make it a very small little coil. Put it back here. Squish it down. Smooth it a little. Oh, there we go. And there is our happy little elephant. Okay. I'm just gonna smooth it a little bit with some water. All I'm doing is all of the rough little cracks, I'm smoothing down. And you can also do this with a sponge, but I like to just use my hand. Not too much water. If you get too much water, it's just gonna get sloppy and go everywhere. So there we go. I smoothed out all the little cracks on his back. Fix his little trunk. And we are all done.